First of all, Katherine, congratulations on this book.
Thank you.
The Ink of Light. It is a story of two remarkable people that lived 7 centuries apart, and yet you have united them in this extraordinary construct. They're having a conversation. You have lifted the constriction of time. You have brought them together through the elements of their common interest, and in a way that dissolves the difference of those centuries. How did you come to this idea?
I said, well, here we have these two remarkable people, Eva born in 1909, and Rumi, Mevlana, born in 1207, and across centuries, across languages, across different cultures, across different sexes, they both met, and she became the person that she was because of this encounter. So I wanted to tell her story for a long time, and I thought, well, I can't really tell her story without telling Mevlana's story, because Mevlana is a part of her. So that's why I wanted to weave the two stories together, and hopefully it became this seamless dialogue between two people.
It seems that way, but I also appreciate the fact that you didn't just drop them in as adults fully formed.
One of the points that it hit me 2 summers ago when I was looking at Asema, the whirling prayer performance, prayer ceremony of the Whirling Dervishes, that there are stages of the Sema, and each stage is like us. We are born, we're novices, we don't know where we're going, then we start whirling, and then we leave the
Beautiful,
prayer.
that's beautiful.
So I thought this is like a life cycle. And so I started thinking about their 2 lives, how they were so parallel. She went through World War I, he had to deal with the Mongols. She went through World War II, his whole family was destroyed. So many he met Shemps, which transformed his life. She met him, Mevlana, which transformed her life. So there were so many parallels, so I said, I'm going to take the Sema and explain it, and then build their development.
It's like a dance, too.
Yeah.
And I also like that there are 12 steps in the Sema.
Well, pretty much.
More or less.
I've broken it down, and I think, we have 12 cycles in our life, pretty much. We have 7 cycles or 12 cycles, but we all have cycles in our life. I mean, you and I are not the woman we were when we were 12
But
or
you
20.
weave it in so well.
So
Each
I just
step
thought it was
with the step in their lives.
Yeah, and it's, as you know, our lives are this continual turning. We don't progress in time linearly. We have setbacks, we have discoveries, we get sick, we have, get diplomas, we get divorced, we get married, so our lives just kind of are like a Sema in that we are continually turning through this ceremony of life.
It's beautifully expressed in your writing.
Thank you. Well, I hope so. I wanted to write this book for a public that does not necessarily know, number one, what the Sema is. I mean, we have preconceptions on everything in life, but I think many people believe that this is some tourist dance. It's some dance. It is one of the most remarkable prayer ceremonies on the face of this earth. It goes on for an hour, and this very intense seeking of the Absolute through this movement. It's not at all, ecstatic, crazy people dancing. I mean, they are amazing, and I've had the
It's a ritual.
great opportunity to personally know Sufis, and they're people just like you and me. They get up in the morning and brush their teeth and go to the marketplace and do, have their jobs, but they have this potential in them to do this amazing performance of a ritual seeking of God. So that's basically the structure of the book, but I also, as I said, I wanted people to understand that the Sema is not this tourist dance. This is not a crazy thing people do. And that also that a woman, an educated, upper-class woman of the 20th century, very European, studied the Greeks, was a lawyer, could, on 3 lines of poetry, have her life completely transformed. She became a Muslim. She started the quest for the Absolute on her own. She was somebody that was obviously, like many of us, very interested in different faith traditions.
She was a student of faith traditions.
She was not finding because she was not finding what she needed. She was raised a Catholic. She was not finding what she needed, and she trusted that it was there. But she just didn't have that book, that insight to say, okay, this
No,
makes sense.
her aha
And those
moment.
3 lines did it for her. And afterwards, there was no stopping her.
Well, it's
And I think another thing that I really appreciate, and that's something that Fons Vitae does, excuse me, I always say it wrong, is that not only do you translate texts and make texts accessible for the Americans here so that we have a better understanding of different faiths that we sometimes are suspicious of, whether it's Islam or Judaism or whatever.
curious about.
But what you are doing, and also what Eva did, is through her translations, she made Rumi, Mevlana, accessible to an entire generation of French-speaking Muslims in Africa and North Africa who had no idea who he was. So she helped people connect to their own faith traditions through her work.
What a gift.
So, I mean, this is an amazing story that she was able to do that, to give to so many communities, just like what you do in your work here at Fons Vitae, which is so important.